A boy who was remarkably clean cut named Joe used to come to CCAC's Learning Center. He took me over to an area I didn't like to go, Lawrenceville, where uh, White Merc stood in his wardrobe in an empty apartment and played me a tape about the totality. So occasionally I would remember this guy as Totality Joe. There was also Joe Romano, who was in the gang in Pittsburgh, who dated a girl named Jenny Torn Merrill. This is the sort of fight club that realizes my representation of Seattle as criminally insane. Because whatever they might say about a Green Party food fight, the fact is that Torn Merrill signifies torture and murder being pitted against one another. What they're talking about is a raft of the Medusa, to put it in language that might have to be more carefully explained to children. And Joe Biden made a quip about Obama being the leader of the pecking order. You see, the Attica State Prison authorities knew, and so did Sir Weck, that the nerve agent they planted in me would make me suffer pre-seizure trauma when I was a rejected lover, but I had opposed the Vietnam War. So being a disabled, rejected lover, earmarked to be one at the age of 9 or 10 years old, was lucky jobs with the coup faithful in the Veterans Administration. Yes, sir. And these Colin Powell people, they want Tulsi to ride RFK's coattails so they know who's watching his back. And in case things get out of hand up there. So, this is the sort of situation that is clear and evident criminality on the part of the culture that I know. Because if you look at the idea that Cornelius West can only establish equity by deciding with Hillary Clinton who dates who, and keeping a roster, pussyball tableau for the theological lookers who hire the hookers. I mean, it's patently ridiculous. I mean, you get these black people allied with Flame Over Africa claiming that Carbon Hell with a NEVA agent represents the scourge of chastity for Josh Hawley, who's going to fix it so that Bush gets away with doing something to the name of his old rival in San Jacinto, whose name I just happened to inherit as rhesus white suck guinea pig from the Pitt establishment. It's berserk. And they can't calm down. They see the whole thing as this lottery. They behave like crayfish. They can't calm down and reflect on the inanity of their animals. And what do they have against a person who's 62 years old, who's been alone for 30 years? They make up these stories. Jeannie was legally a child. She was my best friend. I never made moves on her. She was beautiful. They make up these stories about me because I'm deaf and can't really relate to children because I scare them. I mean, look what they've done to me. I'm been torn to shreds by their evil monstrosity. But Biden loved the jocular aspect of dialing into the situation to go, kissy, 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 reject, reject, freak out, freak out. Dial in, kissy, 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 reject, reject, seizure, seizure, freak out, freak out. You're unworthy, you're unworthy. I mean, these people are sick. Why vote for sick people? Investigate them and find people who are intelligent and sane, who can follow the accurate report. Dr. Wanamaker was an Attica State Prison psychiatrist. His children are in neurology. One of them took me to the incredible two-headed transplant with the words, "Now I got to teach this moron how to walk." And they used an implant on it.